Rich in family harmony, original instrumentation, and innovative songwriting, the Coachmen, a family-based quartet from the Shenandoah Valley of Virginia, have built up a sizable following with their down-home melodies.
I'm calling out for a few good fishermen. Come one, come all. Drop your things and join me at the port of call. You know a boat sits vacant on the shore, and we don't go around there no more.
Armed with a roster of talent with roots in Southern gospel, country, and pop, the group refers to its sound as a country Americana influenced style of gospel and positive middle-of-the-road music.
From the sea, away, I'm bound away, across the wide Missouri.
The sound of the Coachmen is one that was developed through decades of family music, and their story is indeed one for the record. I'm a second-generation member and one of the musicians, singers, and songwriters for the quartet, commonly referred to as the young guy in the group. I'd like to share with you a little about this story, where we've been, where we are now, and a little about where we're going.
I'm bound away, across the wide Missouri.
From the sands of Virginia's beaches to the trail of the lonesome pine, I hear Virginia singing to this heart of mine.
The Coachmen name has been associated with quality music and entertainment for many years. The group originally formed in 1968, a few years before my time, as a country western show band, and toured as an opening act for many of the popular Nashville acts of the era.
Oh, Virginia, your home, sweet home to me, sweet Virginia.
I recall listening to many of their old records as a young child, never considering that one day I would actually be part of the Coachmen organization. Frustrated by their inability to break through the Nashville door, the 70s marked the end of the show band. While numerous offsprings from the original group continued to operate over the next 2 decades, in 1994, the original group reunited for the 25th and last Happy Birthday USA celebration hosted by the Statler brothers in Staunton, Virginia. And they were joined by a second generation of Coachmen, including me, a young college student at the time. After that event, the original harmony trio, namely my father Pete Campbell, my uncle Bob Campbell, and their longtime friend John Lane, decided to join me in keeping the Coachmen name alive. We comprise the Coachmen Quartet as it is known today, and have worked diligently for several years now to bring the brand name to an expanded market and a new generation of listeners.
There's a cross that rises high above the highway, surrounded by 2 others in great accord. And every day I pass them, but seldom take a survey. But today there's something I've never seen before. For on the middle one I see an eagle standing, and I slowed down to take a glance at my surprise. Is it coincidence he chose this for a landing? Well, I'd like to think there's more that meets my eye. Oh, America, don't forget the cross when we raise flag and wave it for the cause. Now I know free's not free. Yes, I understand the cost. When the eagle flies, freedom still lies in that cross.
Our focus is on original family harmony. But what is more unique about the Coachmen, especially in the Southern gospel market, is that we also serve as our own band.
He built his first castle out of ocean sand, then shaped each turret with his tiny hands. A sandlot hero, every mother's dream, was pitching for the varsity by the time he turned 14.
He was a hero's hero in the sandlot of his dreams, where he never knew a sorrow, only happy scenes. But the sands of time keep falling for each and every man. Throughout each man's calling, till each meets the sands demand.
John Lane and I provide the live piano and guitar musical complement to the vocal sound that has become the trademark of the quartet.
It's time to arise.
We also round out our live performances with what often may seem as somewhat off-the-wall humor, in addition to our personal stories that often leave audiences with more information than they needed.
Oh, quite a few over there. Well, welcome. We're glad you're here with us. How many have seen the Coachmen? Maybe 2, 3, or 4 times, so probably. Well, several have done that too. That's really nice.
How many of you don't care if you ever see us again?
Leave things alone, Bob. Don't go there. Don't say things like that.
She said, "Sir, yes, sir, you must be from London." He said, "Yes, ma'am, how can you tell?" She said, "I can tell by the way you talk." So John says, "Man, that's pretty cool. I'm gonna try that myself." He goes out the door up the street about 5 city blocks and goes in the store and walks up to the lady and says, "Lady, I want 10 pounds of taters and 5 pounds of maters." She said, "You must be from Annex, Virginia, aren't you?" He said, "Yes, ma'am, how can you tell?" She said, "This is a hardware store."
So the guys take lunch. My dad walks up to the hill with his 90 pages of notes and his Bible, and he sees that the vault lid's already been put into place and everything, but still he preaches this guy a powerful sermon and a proper funeral.
Amen, amen.
Closes his book of 90 pages and his Bible, says amen, and is walking back down the hill towards the car and feeling really good about himself, his first funeral and what he had done for this man. And while Dad was getting into the car, he heard the 2 crewmen up on the hill eating their lunch, and he heard the one crewman say to the other, "You know, I've been installing septic tanks for 20 years, and I've never seen anything like that before." This is my dad, the septic tank preacher. Right?